that long ago. And one of his concerns with veganism is that he feels, his opinion, is that a lot of vegans take in too much starch. And I was thinking that would be my go-to to thicken up, eating some potatoes and getting some pasta. But what is your take on that for some of the vegans who are worried about getting too slim and then they take in a lot of potatoes or a lot of, noodles, spaghettis? What is your take on that?
Well, I somewhat agree with him. But I will say, first of all, for anyone, male or female, who doesn't want to get too skinny, I usually say don't worry about it. You are going to lose weight simply because the weight that you have that you think is yours is normally waste. All right. So I've come out with a few videos, and it's not, some people like it, some people don't. But I tell women, I say, hey, the booty that you once had, if you had it through high school or if you never worked out for that booty, that was a trashy booty because it was.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
Right.
So, and I say that to get their attention, basically. That's the only reason I say it. It's not to, make anybody feel bad. It's just to say, look, what you're getting rid of is not your booty. It's trash. It's literally cellular inflammation. It's a lot of waste that just so happened to congregate in an area that you like. So now that you're going healthy, you're getting clean, you're getting rid of all of the waste and the stuff that could possibly cause disease. So you kind of flush it away. So now you're stripped down to what you actually are. And that's what we do is we build from there. We say, okay, well, if you don't like who you actually are now, let's build it from there. And, some women are, or some people, period, are actually, excited and say, okay, I know what I actually look like now. Let's build a real me. And when we get to the starch situation, I say I agree because I subscribe to a little bit of Dr. Africa and a little bit of Dr. Sabi. Not sure if you know who those are. I personally was taught by Dr. Africa. A lot of different modalities that he used. I use them in my. Dr. Sabi so much was more so like a mentor as well, and I just looked up to a lot of stuff he did. And basically, Dr. Sabi would always say, "Blood and starch is the root to all disease." And as much as I hate to go against some of the people who say starch is good, I agree with them because I don't feel so well when I take in starch. I don't, and that can just be a potato. There's been lots of studies that show that potatoes, especially, they grow them with arsenic, and they're just not so well. So if you're going to do a potato, I would suggest doing maybe a sweet potato or something that's a little more natural. I'll say that. And then on the other side, the reason why I say natural is because pasta is not natural. Okay, they have to take it through a process, which makes it processed food. Processed food is usually not the best for the body. And Dr. Africa, he says a very funny saying. Basically, processed food is poop. And the reason he says it is because when we eat natural foods, our body processes the food, and then we have the byproduct, which is poop, which we get rid of. But if you allow a warehouse or company to process the food for you, you're left with the byproduct, that being poop, basically. So although he's a little extreme with it, I will say that he makes a great point that kind of raises, eyebrows, like makes you think. And that's why I say starch. Usually, I don't suggest a lot of starch. I suggest you go plant-based. If you can put it in the ground and it grows, you should be eating. Put it in the ground and it doesn't grow, I think twice about it.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned Dr. Sabi. I didn't plan to bring it up, but since you brought up Dr. Sabi, I would love to get your opinion on this. I'm in some of the different vegan groups. So I'm in some of the alkaline Sabi groups. And, there's this thing of the alkaline vegan versus the regular vegans. And the alkaline vegans, of course, feel very superior to the vegans who don't embrace Sabi's, approved food guide. So what is your take on that? Do you think an alkaline Dr. Sabi type of vegan is at a better advantage than someone who eats all the other vegetables that Dr. Sabi did not approve?
Absolutely not. The reason why I say this is because Dr. Sabi, and I've heard this man say it right out of his mouth, Dr. Sabi was one talking to a lot of people who were sick. So some people who are sick, they're trying to, quote unquote, reverse something or change something inside their bodies. I get why they're doing the alkaline thing. However, I do believe that, or I know that a lot of the alkaline people are going a little too crazy, because when you push the body too far down the alkaline scale, you throw off the body's, balance. The body doesn't want to be alkaline. It doesn't want to be acid. It wants to be right at 7.365. It wants to be right in the middle. And when we take too far against the alkaline side, you get digestive issues. You get other things that come into play that the body's not happy with. Your stomach, and this is the reason why you get digestive issues, because the stomach has hydrochloric acid. If you don't take care of the hydrochloric acid, meaning you're alkaline in the body too much, you kind of die down the acid, which makes it very hard to digest some of the foods. So I agree with you. There's alkaline vegans, raw vegans. Everybody thinks their way of doing it is better. And honestly, I look at a lot of these people who are, totally alkaline vegan, and they don't even work out. So on that side, I go, okay, so you're eating right, but you don't even move. The body was meant to move. So why aren't you walking, running, jumping? I don't care what you do, work out. So that's why I say absolutely not, because people just have so many different things, and when they find something they like, they kind of just drop anchor. And honestly, we have to be holistic. That's something, I really agree with, is the holistic part. So some of my diet is alkaline. Some of my diet is regular vegan, if you will. Some of my diet is consisting of reading, meditation, quiet time. I take naps, Some of my time is working out, helping others. And if you take a piece out of it, then you become, partial, which is not ideal.
Well, tell us, Tay Sweat, how can people find you? How can people get connected to everything that you have to offer?
Great question. Right now, I'm working to be everywhere you are. So Instagram, you can find me there at I Am the Vegan Trainer. Also, you can find me at YouTube, youtube.com/C/Tay Sweat. And the reason I have to explain this to everybody, I've had my YouTube since 2006. So I was stuck with that little, with that web address for the longest before I became a vegan trainer. Also, you can find me at my website at www.iamthevegantrainer.com. And basically, you can't, just for any reason, if you couldn't find me there, usually you can just Google the vegan trainer and you should be able to find me.
Awesome. Well, everyone who comes onto the show, they have to leave us with a wise quote. It can be your own quote. It could be a quote from someone you respect, like Layla Africa. But either way, tell us a quote, and also let us know what makes that quote profound.
Awesome. So I want to leave you with my favorite quote that I use on most of, if not all of my videos, and that is, you too have the right to eat yourself to death or to life. And basically, I say that because there is a choice. And I don't like to force veganism down anybody's throat. I don't like to force working out down anybody's throat. You actually have a choice. And normally, you're choosing to live or you're choosing to kill yourself. That's usually what happens. You can't have an in-between. You're either living or dying slow. So that's why I try to push that a lot. I want to wake people up and say, okay, am I dying or am I gaining life? So that's one of my favorites.
And it will become one of our favorites now. Thank you so much, Tay Sweat, the vegan trainer, for offering us your time and your wisdom on today. It is appreciated.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, and I'd love to come back anytime.
Wow, what great information and insight from the vegan trainer himself, Mr. Tay Sweat. It is my hope that you enjoyed our dialogue. I hope you picked up some great nuggets of wisdom, great information related to maybe starting your own vegan journey, or even if you're just curious about it from a fitness perspective. I hope that discussion gave you something to build upon and to reflect on moving forward. Guys, I always appreciate your listenership. If you're enjoying the podcast, please head over to the Squat Wisely Facebook page and give our Facebook page a like. If you are not subscribed to the Squat Wisely podcast, feel free to look us up on iTunes by searching Squat Wisely, and you can subscribe there. If you're an Android user, you can look us up on Stitcher by searching Squat Wisely, and you can subscribe that way. Or if you like iHeartRadio, you can search Squat Wisely on iHeart and check out the show there as well, guys. Thank you so much again for listening. You know I'll be back next time to do this all over again.
Get a world-class motivational speaker to your next event. Kristen Hester offers professional speaking services in Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond. To hire Kristen, visit www.kristenspeaks.com. Kristen.
You've been listening to the Squat Wisely podcast. Professor Kristen Hester is a philosophy professor, fitness professional, and motivational speaker. For well over a decade, she's led philosophy courses within the university system of Georgia. Kristen leads group fitness classes in Atlanta, as well as leading one-on-one personal training sessions. She strengthens the body as well as the mind. We'll see you next time on the Squat Wisely podcast with Professor Kristen Hester.